Alright, so I'm back with the other set of tentacles. I have some white resin mixed up from another project. I'm going to add in some black mica to get it a little bit not so white. But I don't want to add any more pigment paste. I don't want to mess up. Oh, I don't want to mess up the texture too much. Let's scoop up what's on there first. Let's see what that does. And so I don't expect this to be black, but it should be close to the other ones. Yeah, that'll be close enough. I hope. I'm just trying to make sure I push that up inside of all those little grooves. I can clean up the edges that get messy later. Alright, and I will see you back for demold, and when we're going to demold this and then we'll start using it for the main project, if that makes any sense. Alright, so we're going to demold this real quick so I can trim off the excess like I did on these two. Ooh, dirty. So I want to trim them up, get all this like extra stuff off, because I want to do a tray with them in this. This needs cleaned, so don't mind that part, where they're kind of coming out of the sides. It's sort of all cool like. Haven't quite figured out the placement, but something where they're like coming out. And I had to play around with the placement and stuff, but that's the idea. So I'm going to trim these up with my deburring tool, and pretty much I just take it around the edges and just kind of clean it up. And tentacles are a little bit hard because they got these little bits that are poking out, and I don't want to take those off. I just want to trim it to where it's clear. like here, this little bit's showing on the other side, and I don't want that. So I'm just going to go along and clean up these edges. So I will be back when I have that done. Alright, so I'm back. We're going to work on the piece that I made these for. So it's going to go in this little tray. I have a little bit of resin here mixed up. I'm using this Gentian. It's a 1-to-1 ratio epoxy resin. I'm going to add in some glitter because I'm just doing the outer rim of this tray first. So I want to add in this black holographic by Lightstone. I want to add in a tiny bit of this laser green blue by Resoners. And then a little bit of this chunky iridescent blue by Art Minds. I think I got this at Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I don't remember. I've had it for a while. And then I also want to add in a tiny bit of this Elmer's glue, the clear glue. It's supposed to, I've seen a lot of people using it, and it's supposed to help keep the glitter from sinking. So I want to try it out, see how it goes. So, yeah, I want to see how this goes, basically. So add in a little bit. So I'm just going to use this stick to get out this glitter so I don't get a bunch of that plain blue glitter in. Let's see how that looks. Very sparkly, but the black does take over a lot, which I was afraid of because this is iridescent, so it doesn't really pop as much. I'm gonna add a little bit more of this. I think that will do. It's very pretty. So I'm going to add in just a tiny 2 drops and see how that does. It's supposed to make it really thick. Oh yeah. Definitely made it thick. stick that off to the side. I'm bring this down in better view. No, does not want to go down in there very easily. I'm gonna have to do some major cleanup. Alright, so I'm going to take and these little pointy Q-tips. Okay, maybe I should wait till it cures and clean it up, or use, because that's just not working out very well. So I'm gonna let it cure, and then I'll be able to peel those up, hopefully. So I'm gonna let that cure, and I'm going to pour this in. Corset. And I think it would be cute to do There we go. And we'll work on this as we go. Working on that. So we are back with this tray and the little octopus legs. So let me push this off the side. This is some rubbing alcohol. I'm going to spray on these to try to help keep bubbles from getting trapped in the tentacles. The suckers of the tentacles. Alright. Take these. And for now, I'm just going to set them in here. Because I'm going to flip them over and move them around in a minute. And I cut this one short to make it fit better. So I'm going to put them in here. And then take my resin and actually coat over them. I think they're too picky. the heat wasn't really working at that point, so I'm just going to use these tweezers to flip them and arrange them. There we go. I think that looks pretty cute. I'm trying to get it at different angles to get rid of the bubbles. This is how intricate the tentacles are, but I'm trying to make it as little as possible. And I was hoping this would be enough resin to do the backing next, but it's going to need to come up some more so I don't lose too much of the tentacle detail. And the backing is probably going to end up being pretty thin, but that's fine. Like the backing color. So, yeah, going to let that set for a little while and then I'll be back. Alright, so gonna do another layer because it's not quite thick enough. There's still quite a bit there to cover. So I got some resin mixed up, same resin I used before. Got a little hot because I forgot to plug the hole on my bubble machine thingy. So there's a little bit left. I'm going to just use that on something else. So I'll be back to do the final layer. Alright, so I'm back there pretty hard. I did super glue some magnets in here. I'm just waiting on it to kind of dry a little bit. I just used some crazy glue. It's my favorite super glue. Because I want to see what happens if I put resin over them. I have a whole bunch that I'm going to make into mine covers or charms or something that I've sanded. But for mine covers, I thought it might be better if I can actually put resin, a thin layer of resin between the magnets. So I'm not sure how well that's going to work. I'm pretty sure it'll work, but you know, I got to make sure I don't pour too much resin. So I'm just going to take this little cup here and pour some of this resin over. That's where I have it for those. So that should be enough for those. I'm going to let that set while the glue dries. And then I'm going to take a tiny bit in here and add some, and it's just going to be some white that I'm going to mix up. So I'm going to take a little bit of this white that has like a blue shift to it. Put it over here so I don't. So I just added a little bit in there. And then I'm going to use my Renfio white resin pigment paste and put a little bit of this in here. And I'm going to mix this up. We get any of that blue popping out. It doesn't really look like it, but so I'm going to take this, I'm going to grab a toothpick out. I think that'll look better. Oh, I have some out. I'm just going to dip my toothpick in here and just sort of not quite what I was going for, but I'm hoping that adding this white doesn't really mess it up, because I'm pretty excited about this idea. So while we're at it, we also have that corset that I started pouring with the extra glitter I put around the edges, so I'm just gonna actually, I think I'll put this on the back because it sinks. I think that's how it works. I don't remember. And these are the magnets I used. They're super strong. So. Okay, now I'm going to take my leftover resin and I'm going to put this blue glittery mica in it. I'm going to add a little bit of this. Okay, that's a lot, but so that's what she's looking like so far. I do not want to use the white one. It's the one I mixed the resin with, so. Just like it needs some regular blue. Yeah, I do have some. Grab a little bit of that. This is just night art mica powder. I'm gonna add some of that in here. Somehow I gotta put a little fuzzy in there. And I'm just gonna get this out the way. So I'm gonna let that sit for a few minutes and start to degas. The corset. So I thought I was going to be able to use this resin for those, but I will do something else because the glue's not quite dry anyways, and I need this to finish the corset. So I'll just come back and top these off later. So just adding the exact same pigments I had before. So it kind of matches the tray a little bit. And to keep it matchy-matchy, we're gonna actually those are all the pigments in there. So there's that one. That's our tray. I've got some blue left. So. I'll throw them in these little skulls. I just gotta clean them with some Tik Tok. Alright, so I'm back and these are all cured. The little skull needs more resin in it, so we'll probably have this in a short or part of another video. So I'm not going to do this right now. But I wanted to get these done so you guys could see them and so I could see them. So we're going to start with the little thing first, these little pumpkins. So the ones that you don't see the magnet on the back are like under resin, and I already pulled one out that was right here to see how it was doing magnet wise, and this was just too much. So I think doing it this way where it's around it is a better idea. So that is how they turned out. Cute little pumpkins. And these ones are pretty much the same, maybe a little bit different because they were different pours. And then a fat pumpkin. Alright, so there's the little pumpkins. And then we have our corset here. So this project did take several pours. So it has been a process. Hopefully when we do the tray, it is worth it. There that went. So let's see. Oh, it's so cute. I like how different the colors are. And you got that pretty shimmer going in here. Yeah, it turned out really pretty. And then I'll take like rhinestones or something and do the details on like the strappy bits. And I don't know what I'll do with the bow. Sometimes I rhinestone them, sometimes I don't. That turned out really cute. Still in frame. Yeah. Now for the part that took forever to do. So and the back of it looks really pretty. You see that blue shimmer is really gorgeous. Oh wow. That turned out really pretty. Not quite the effect I was going for with the white and the blue, but it looks amazing. And the tentacles, they look really cool. I did a really good job getting bubbles on. I mean, there's a few like micro bubbles in there. Little pieces where the tentacles kind of pop up just a little bit. But just a thin layer of resin will take care of that over the top. But yeah, that looks really cool. Super awesome. I'm really happy with that. So here's the side view. If you are curious, you can see, you know, the tentacles on the edge here. And you can't really see like where the thicker part ends unless you tilt it. And then you can kind of see where they stick out, but just straight down on it, they look like they're coming, you know, out in from the sides instead of just being pieces. So that turned out really cool. Well, I do have one bubble right there that I'll have to slice into and do the top pour. I did not realize there's a matte spot on this mold or something. I don't know. So yeah, I just need to clear coat over the top. I'm not going to record that or anything because, yeah, it's just a top coat. But there's one bubble right here that is pretty chunky. I mean, there's a few little ones throughout, but they're not near as many as I was afraid I was going to have. So I think it turned out really cool. Let me know down below what you think of the tray, the corset, the little pumpkins, all of the above. And thank you so much for spending part of your evening with me. And I hope the rest of it goes very well. And if you like videos like this, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out. And I hope you all have a wonderful night. Bye.